Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Janelle and let's get into some makeup. Today's makeup is going to be a soft glam makeup look. Soft glam, one time for the one time. I love soft glam, so that's what we're going to get into today. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Break Free eyeshadow palette. So that's what I'm going to use to create my soft glam look today. My skin is already moisturized. I went in with the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Face Lotion Broad Spectrum FPS 15. I love this. When it's out of stock, I'm in a panic and I can't wait to get my hands on it, and when it comes back into stock I just buy loads of it. I find it brightens my complexion up a lot, and it does have SPF 15 in it. I know ideally we should be going in with something a little higher in terms of SPF, but I'm not going to be doing that much stuff outside today, so yeah, I went in with this one today. That's not going to stop me from priming my skin, however. I'm going to go in with the LA Girl The Pro Prep Moisture HD Nourishing Primer. And I love this primer because it dries down very tacky on the skin, and I find that it grips and it holds on nicely to my makeup. Today's makeup is also going to be full coverage and matte. That's how I like it, and so that's what we're gonna be doing today. Since I want a full coverage matte base, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe Fluidity Full Coverage Foundation. It's matte, and in a recent video that I filmed, I think I went in with a little bit too much of this foundation. You don't need a lot of this, so I'm basically going in with the equivalent of about 2 pumps. I'm definitely not going to let this foundation play me again today. And in that foundation, I'm shade F 4.40. Alright, so we are nicely blended out, and look at that coverage. I think this foundation is such a beautiful foundation, and I can already feel it drying down. It definitely is matte. So if you want a matte foundation, you can definitely try this foundation. For my concealer today, we are going to go in with the MAC 24 Hour Studio Fix Concealer, and in this one I'm shade NC45. And I always highlight down the bridge of my nose because I want to draw light to that area. That's like the highest point on my face. That's generally the highest point on your face. So you want to bring light to that area. I don't know why I make that face when I go like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to stretch my under eye area whenever I blend out my concealer. You let me know if you guys do the same. When I edit my videos, I'm like, did you really have to do your face like that? But that's just the way how it goes. Alright, so now that that's blended out, and that blended out so nicely, it definitely is a matte concealer. I'm going to set those areas down with a Maybelline Fit Me Powder. This is the loose finishing powder in the shade 35 Deep. Isn't that so cute? It's cute. Oh, I'm being sarcastic there. It looks weird, but it's necessary. For contour today, we're going to go in with a Milani Highlight and Contour Duo Stick. You have the cream contour at one end, the stick contour, and then the liquid highlighter at the other end. In this one, I'm shade 05 Dark Deep. And it is so creamy. And before, when I did my makeup, I would contour around the perimeter of my head, of my forehead. Why did I say of my head? Of my forehead. But I just like to chisel out my cheeks, and then I just go in with my bronzer to bring dimension back to that area. And for my nose contour, I just go in with a fluffy eyeshadow brush. This allows me to get precise blending when I'm blending out that contour by my nose. You know, since the nose is such a small area on the face, we don't want to go in with a brush that's too big. Well, if you have control, well, go ahead, be my guest. But for me, I find it so much easier to just go in with an eyeshadow brush. And if that contour looks a little harsh on my nose, no, don't worry, go over it with powder, and that tones everything down and blends it in nicely. To set my face down, we're going to go in with a black Opal True Color. This is an ultra matte foundation powder. As I said, girls and guys, we're going in for matte today, matte full coverage. And in this one, I'm shade 450 medium dark. This is what the powder looks like. That's the color. And I'm just going to push that into the foundation to set it down. But I'm not going in with too much powder, since the foundation that we went in with is a matte full coverage foundation. We don't need to go too heavy on the powder. Alright, now it's time for my favorite part of the makeup, the bronzer. I'm going in with the Juvia's Place Bronzed Bronzer Duo. This is the dark kit, and I'm going to mix the two of them together. My camera just went really dark, obviously, because I showed you the product, so sorry about that, guys. And I love bronzer. I love what it does for your makeup. It makes you look so healthy, like you've been on holiday. You may not have left your house for days or weeks, but it gives that warmth and brings that warmth back to your makeup, and I just love it. If I had to create a product, a makeup product, it probably would be bronzers. Alright, so we have a beautiful base, matte, full coverage, and everything is looking nice on the skin. I'm just going to quickly do my brows, prime my lids with some eyeshadow primer, and get into the eyeshadow look. Alright, so my brows are done and I primed my lids. To prime my lids today, I went in with the Juvia's Place, the Eye Primer. And these are the shades that we're going to be working with today. Some beautiful browns, lovely shimmers, but we're not doing shimmers today because we're going in for soft glam. I'm going to start by working this dark brown shade called Strong. It's called Strong. And I'm going to work that in my crease and on the outer edge of my eye. I want to define my crease. For my transition, I'm going to go in with this warm brown shade called Sunset in the palette. And I'm going to work that from outer edge to inner corner so that we have a nice transition shade down. Guys, do you like my flowers? I picked some flowers. Well, you can't really, it's not that much in shop, but I picked some flowers from my garden. Yeah? Do you like them? I love fresh flowers. I do. Alright, so that's coming along nicely. We're gonna just do the same thing on the other eye. So I just went in with a little bit more of that eyeshadow primer to clean up my lid, since we're going to go in with a very light shade on the lid. For my lid, I'm going to go into the palette and I'm going to use the shade called Hope, which is like this very light cakey color. and it's like pretty much the same color as the eyeshadow primer. So you're just gonna go in and pat it in as if you're trying to set down that, like if you're trying to set down that primer. Alright, now we're not going to leave it like that. We're going to go back into the same, to that original dark brown color that we worked on the crease and the outer edge. And we're just going to make sure that we blend the lid shade into the outer edge. Line my lash line with a black pencil just to thicken up the lash line for when we put our lashes on. So I'm not going to wing it out or anything like that. Alright, just like that. Alright, so we're pretty much finished with the eyeshadow palette. I'm going to just pop some lashes on, bring this eye look to life, because you know an eye look never really gives you the full impact until you put a pair of lashes on. Yeah, so I'm going to do that and come right back. Alright, so lashes are on. And I'm just going to sweep a little bit of my bronzer along my lower lash line. For blush today, we're going to go in with a MAC Sheer Tone blush in the shade Pinch Me. This is a nice cool tone pink. And when I first got this, I was like, this is not going to show up on my complexion. But boy oh boy does it show up, and it's a beautiful blush. I know you can see that. I know you can see that. For lips, we're going to keep it nude, and I'm going to start by lining my lips with an LA Girl lip pencil. Alright, and we're going to keep it nude. It's an LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner. Now this is what the full size one looks like, but this one is in the shade Deep Red. We're not using that today, but we're going in with the shade Chocolate with my itty bitty teeny pencil. But I just wanted to show you what it actually looked like. My other shirt had me, I was too hot. I was sweating. So I needed to go and change. So that's why I have a different shirt on. For my lipstick, I'm going to go in with an LA Girl Matte Flat Velvet Lipstick in the shade Snuggle. It's a pinky brown nude. So it's like a brown with a hint of pink. And just to be extra, over the top of that, I'm going to go in with a NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Tiramisu, which is a pink gloss. guys, and that's the look for today. Alright, hope you had fun hanging out with me. For my base, as I said, I wanted a matte full coverage base. I went in with the Morphe Fluidity foundation, which is matte and full coverage. And to set it, I went in with a powder foundation, which actually is a matte product as well. This is a black Opal matte ultra matte foundation powder, so that will also contribute to us having a matte finish. And I didn't need to go in with too much of that powder because that foundation definitely does dry down matte, and it's a full coverage foundation. For the eyeshadow look, which I think is very cute, we have an all matte eyeshadow look. We went in with the LA Girl, the Break Free palette. But all the products that I use are going to be linked in the description box as usual. I always link my products for you guys to check out, just in case you want to check the shade of a product that I'm wearing, or if you want to know the correct name of something, you can always check it in my description box. Alright guys, so thank you very much for hanging out with me. It was my pleasure, and as always, be fabulous, go on, have a wonderful day, and until next time, take care and bye guys.